Hello everyone and welcome back to another Wizzy Welsh eventing vlog. So I thought I would take you guys back over the last year or so of mine and Sarah's riding journey. And it was a bit of a bumpy one, not going to lie, it's been a bit of a roller coaster. But I'll take you along and I'll hand you over to voiceover Hannah, so enjoy. So here we are at the start of the year, back in January, and Sarah's was really coming along nicely, or so I thought. And this is us just having a little training session at home to get ready for our first ever go at arena eventing. Now, Seren, if you haven't seen the videos from the December, completely froze at arena eventing, and then I did a few to build up her confidence. And then we hit Kelsall Hill. Now, this is a very big venue, and I probably should have known better to take her here for the first one. But, you know, we live and learn. So Seren comes in, she's felt very, very green. It's a really big arena, there's lots going on. And came into the fence and stopped. And I just wasn't there for her, didn't have the right canter. In hindsight, I should have just trotted in. But, you know, we're a year on now, and we've learnt a lot. So, yeah, completely froze again. And I was just thinking, oh, for goodness sake, come on. Like, you can jump all of these, you're just being a pain. Anyway, it's not that she's being a pain, she just does not have the confidence in herself at all, and to be honest, my riding isn't the best. So then, after that defeat at Kelsall, I was determined not to let myself lose confidence, not to let her lose confidence, and I hired Berrywood and did their show jumping course. Well, she was a complete and utter angel at that, so no confidence was lost, and if anything, we had a confidence boost. And then on to another arena eventing competition at Ashwood this time, and this was our first go at their arena eventing. Oh, and she stopped there. Seren was incredibly nappy when I first started competing. She would back off when she was leaving the warm-up arena. If the warm-up arena was behind her or to the side, she would nap towards it. And it was so frustrating because she would always do it as we were coming into the fence, and it would always look like, oh, she's terrified of that fence, but she's not. She used to go completely dead to my leg and just not listen to anything that I was saying. It's like she just had she shut down basically. Every time she just shut down, and I had to get her over that. So here we are at Radford's arena eventing. This is February now, I think, or March. I did quite a lot of competing. I was able to finally drive the trailer and just, went out every weekend practically, Paul says. But, you know, it did her the world of good and me. So again, coming around here, the warm-up's in that top corner there. She comes off the corner here and then just shuts down again. And I was like, oh, come on, Seren, again. It's so frustrating. But we did get round in the end, and she did have another stop. And here we are with John Rogers having our clinic. And John has been a fantastic instructor for me because he's given me so much confidence and given me so much more tools in riding. He just gets Seren. And this is us in February at the Isle. Oh, and a stop at that table, shocker, and she was a bit of a pain, to be honest, on this ride. But, you know, it was her first time out cross country for ages, so we've got to let her off. Roll tops again, our worst enemy. She used to always kind of ditch me over there. And then from a low to a high, this is our first 80 at Bow House, and she went clear and came fourth. Now, this is Rob Baston, and I've been warned that this was quite a big arena, but lots going on, lots of jumps packed in, and it might blow a brain. But you know what? She surprised me once again and did a lovely round. I think I was so chuffed to get over that bridge fence that I just completely stopped riding, nearly rode her into the wall. And then she said, oh, I can't do that. What? There's a jump there? And then, yeah, with Seren, unfortunately, when she stops, you cannot, for the love of money, get her over the fence once she stops. She just will not do it. You have to turn back round, and that is something I've learnt the hard way. And then she just pops around the rest of the course. Lovely. Now on to arena eventing again. I think this was actually Showcross at Ashwood, and you can just see she's getting better at the jumping and the canter, and the show jumping, definitely her confidence is coming on, and so is mine. Oh, she clatters that fence there, never mind. But again, we had the same trait as last time. Comes around the corner away from the warm-up and naps. And this is a running feature with Seren. It's so annoying, but you know, we're getting there now. And again, I was off balance. I let her come in disunited and just went for it, and she just said, oh no, I can't jump that, and then my saddle slipped. And the thing with Seren is trying to break that barrier down of the stopping cycle. So she'll stop and then you'll come again and she'll stop again and again and again, and sometimes it could be 6 or 7 times until she actually went over the fence. And yeah, it was so frustrating. I've had so many eliminations this year, but you know, we've got to take the good with the bad, so we've been working our backside off to get better, and she just popped round the rest of the round easy. Again, Ashwood, no, we're not Ashwood, we're at Radford's this time for their arena eventing. This is March or April, I think, and Seren is bombing round a lot more confidently. I'm a lot more confident, and I'm actually wearing spurs in this one. I figured that spurs are really helpful to kind of keep the canter going, and just when she stops to give her that extra go on, do it. And it did definitely really help. She again, there's no point me shouting at her. It's something I've learned. I can't shout at her if she stops. She has to just keep going. Here we are with our new instructor, Sarah Warner, and Sarah has really brought us on nicely. Seren just popping through nicely. She said like her canters come on loads, and she loves her jumping. She just needs the confidence. So here we're doing now some grid work, which is, as everyone knows, is Seren's favourite. This is us at Kelsall. This is the first time back since we got eliminated, and that was an unplanned trip after a Bald Heath disaster, but you can watch that vlog, and yeah, you can enjoy that disaster. Here we are at home doing some grid work, and she's absolutely flying. This is Siddle's cross country, absolutely hammering down with rain, and for some reason I thought, oh, let's jump a novice, or it's either a novice or 100 combination, and she did it. You know, she did it. I just have this habit sometimes of pushing her too hard on myself, and it's something I've had to learn over this year, is that I can't do it. You can't do that with Seren. You have to start from the basics and build her up, otherwise you'll knock her confidence and your own confidence. And this is at the Isle. I remember being at this ride as Riders 2. We were only just having fun, and I just hated it. Stopping like this, it's so annoying. Yeah, just this is real, like this is what happens in training, just pain in the ass. Am I ever going to be able to event this pony? And things went from bad to worse. So this is camp, cross country day. That instructor was absolutely useless, and I will say it because she was useless. She didn't help me at all with Seren. She made things worse. She even suggested that Seren wasn't the right horse for me and would never event, and that maybe she could be in pain. But there's nothing wrong with Seren. She's not in pain. I've had her checked over by the physio. I've had her checked over by the vets. There's nothing wrong with her. She's just got no confidence. And she was completely dead to the leg in this session. I can't even explain to you how completely dead she was to the leg. And there she is popping through after about 5 attempts to get her over that fence. No problem. And here she is in the grid work session of camp. Absolutely flying down that line. No problems whatsoever, even no hands. Here we are in the show jumping. So this is the last day. She might have been a bit tired, but you know what? She jumped lovely when she did jump. What Claire says is really important, so listen up right now. And Claire managed to sum her up straight away in that session. Seren is such a trier, but she hates getting things wrong, and when she does get things wrong, she gets worried and she stops. So the more I thought about it, her nappy tendencies and just the shutting down, I thought, right, I wonder if she is in pain and there's ulcers. So I got her scoped. No, she was clean as a whistle. So we went to Riding Club Championships, and oh my god, what a disaster. So again, things weren't the best at this point in time. She was a bit of a pain, and again, look what's happening. Coming off the warm-up side, and she's napping dead to the leg and says, nah, nope. As the commentator is saying, and she's really enjoying getting back out. And then Sarah just completely shut down. I shut down because I was so embarrassed at this point, at this big event, and I hated it. I wish I never went. But we live and we learn, and this was a turning point for me where I said, right, you're not in pain, Seren, I'm not taking your crap anymore. And I thought, I'm going to have to do something to change this, because clearly this nappiness is not pain, it's to do with schooling. So we really knuckled down on the schooling, and whenever I went to cross country or wherever I was schooling at home, I had 2 schooling whips, and basically every time I asked for her leg, put my leg on, and she didn't listen to me, she got 2 taps. I think that's kinder than booting when she's completely dead to the leg. So luckily, after this fall, we didn't lose any confidence. It's a bit of a miracle, really, because that really hurt. And here we are at Pool Equine for their Jubilee competition, and little Sezzy was an absolute superstar. And again, this was after all of our schooling paying off by the looks of it. So yeah, I can't remember where we came, but she went double clear and was an absolute superstar. And I mean, this is a breakthrough, because that there, she's napping to the warm-up and still jumped it. And here is us at our first hunter trial. Again, another breakthrough, jumping it after spooking. And yeah, now this is us at home doing some grid work. You can see the grid work is one of my favourite things to do, and she's just getting so much more confident. She loves jumping down that line. This is us at Radford's, and it's been a while since we had done some sensible show jumping work, and she was a bit green and a bit of like, oh, okay, I'll do it. And this is us in a lesson with Sarah, again doing lots of grids to really help with the canter and help with my confidence and her confidence. And yeah, she's just flying down them. This is us at Berrywood when I took her for a little cross-country practice, and she was an absolute superstar. She jumped everything I put her at. She did not stop once, and yeah, just so much better. This is us schooling at home, so this is a lot of what I was doing with her at home, was working on the canter, getting her nice long and low. And by doing that, I was able to get more of a 1-2-3 beat, which I've always struggled with Seren. And there you go, you can see she's stretching down and she's pushing forward from behind. This was our first ever one-day event, and oh my god, she was amazing. She did a lovely dressage test, the best we've ever done, and then went double clear show jumping and cross country. This is Summerford with John Rogers, our first ever cross country lesson with him, and really my second ever cross country lesson altogether. And it really opened my eyes to how much actually I need to just take things back and go back to basics with Seren, and literally just trot her at every cross country fence we see. John was saying that it just helps slow everything down and lets her see the fence, lets me react. And I had a feeling my position wasn't the best, and at this point my body protector was too long at the back, so I couldn't actually sit back to how he wanted me to. But yeah, she was super that lesson. And this is us doing a little grid work again at Arena Hire at Berrywood, and just beasting them, just popping through. And here we go, putting the trot to pop to the test over a bale, and Seren decides to canter it and says, yeah, okay, I can do that. And we're back at Kelsall Hill, it'll be nearly 9 months on from when we first went and she got eliminated. and we're just popping around. We had a meet up with Liv, and oh my god, Seren was amazing. She jumped every single fence I put her at, and she was just so willing and so confident, and I was like, oh my god, I finally feel like we have a breakthrough here with her, and everything that I'd done was finally paying off. Oh, and then we took her hunting, and although it was the most terrifying experience of my life, I can't explain to you how much hunting has helped Sez. It has really unlocked the boldness in her, and now I can't stop her at fences. She just goes for them. Here's a prime example of the Halloween little vlog I did, just popping through. And then back of the aisle, I had some demons to defeat, and she popped them lovely. And this is some really cool drone footage that Millie took from Something from the Heart. And like, I can't believe that Seren just like cantering round dead easy, just like popping through the combinations, even like jumping in the water, out the water, and then yeah, just popping the one at the end, easy. So I think that Seren's biggest kind of change is definitely her flat work, and her canter has come on leaps and bounds. Like this arena, so I've got this on the wide angle, but actually it's tiny. It's like a little corral, like a little lunge pen, and it's been amazing, like an amazing tool to have with her canter, because it's just allowed me to focus on my riding and just get her going forward and knowing that she's still in a circle. And canter poles as well have been really helpful to get that canter coming forward and stronger. It's definitely helping. This was at our most recent arena hire at Berrywood for my birthday, and she's just a different horse going around. Like, she's so confident, she just is so much more rideable. Like, all her paces are so much more rideable, and I'm able to be so much more quieter in the saddle. I mean, she still won't listen to me when I ask her to wait for a stride, but she clearly thinks she knows better. But I'm not going to knock that, because that's the boldness coming through in her, whereas before she would have slammed on the brakes and said, oh, I can't do that. And this was our most recent arena eventing competition. So this is actually showcross, and it's the BE Ace qualifier, and this is the 80 centimetres. Now that combination was so difficult, and you'll see that I trotted and popped her into every fence, because it just gets her confident and lets her have time to think about what she's doing. Like, yeah, she would never have jumped that a year ago, so I'm buzzing. And here we are on our most little recent vlog, just doing the trot and pop, showing you how well it works. And this is our last show jumping competition and competition of 2022, and what a nice way to wrap up the year with Seren, just me and Seren going out on our own to Rob Baston and just popping around the 80 like it's, I don't know, it doesn't look 80, but yeah, she just makes it feel so easy now. Yay! So a lot of this year has definitely been down to changing my mindset as well. I kind of started off like really putting a lot of pressure over myself to do as well as I used to do with Penny, and like started riding Seren like Penny, and then finally once I realised that what's the pressure? I don't need to put any pressure on myself. Like, Seren's never going to be a world beater, you know. I'm not riding a badminton 5-star horse. I'm never going to be a professional like eventer. I'm never going to be anything big, and I don't want to be. But like, as soon as I switched off that pressure button and remembered that when I thought about Penny and like the good times and what I remember about her, I don't really remember the competition stuff. It didn't really matter as much as just like the little things and just enjoying it. Also, you'll see that on one of my Instagram posts, I actually put a post out the day before I went competing. I didn't tell anyone I was going to be competing, and yeah, I just took the pressure off myself and just enjoyed it, and I've just kind of been going around my just been going around to courses, like I'm just going into a schooling session. It's made such a difference as soon as I took the pressure button off, we won. We got clear and we won. And ever since that day, really, I've just kind of realised that it's not about like, you know, doing well, and it's just about getting around and having fun, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day, isn't it, City? Which is something that I've had to learn all over again. Been a hell of a roller coaster this year, hasn't it, young lady? But definitely down to my mindset as well, because I've got to have confidence, otherwise she won't have confidence in me. She very much relies on me for her confidence as well, but she's getting better at being like, come on mum, we can do this. So I'm then getting more confidence, because at one point it was like a vicious cycle. I had no confidence coming into a fence. She had no confidence. Or then I'd try and be confident and then she'd stop, and then I'd lose my confidence. And we were just getting into a bit of a pickle. So by taking it back to basics as well, it's really just helped us both. So I just wanted to say a massive thank you for supporting me and Sezi this year, and I really hope you've enjoyed this. So yeah, we're really grateful for you following our journey. We hope you'll follow us into the new year, because we have so many goals coming up. So I'll just give you a little taster of what goals I have for next year. Goals for 2023. I want to be able to crack the canter. We want to be able to crack that formal canter, don't we? And get rid of it and get the nice 3B one in a bouncy pony. I want to be able to go around an 80 course, do a BE 80 competition, so like do the Go BE, and there's potentially one coming up in May that's quite local to us, and we've been there before, so we'll try that. I'd also like to give a shot at the Cotswold Cup, and I would also like to have a go at team chasing and more hunting. So yeah, we'll see how we do, but most of all, just enjoy ourselves. Just enjoy having this lovely little cheeky little madam in my life, isn't it, Cedric? Oh, and I'm starting a new job as well, so that's new as well, isn't it? Oh, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like, share, follow and comment if you want to. So goodbye, thanks for watching. See you in 2022.